Shalom. Call Halayim La Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Harachah Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, 144,000. I'm the brother of Walker Bar from the Great Millstone San Francisco Bay Area camp. Alright, I just want to go into a lesson on the topic of our redemption. Alright, because our redemption draweth nigh. You know, as a watchman, standing up on our watch, seeing what all that's going on in planet Earth, all the chaos, the uproars of the people. Okay, the RFID microchip, which is the MOTB. Okay, that vision is speaking. Okay, the censorship and the cancellation of pages and all the things that we were told to watch for. All right, it's brewing up, man. Okay. We're actually going through the labor pains that Yahushua spoke about. Well, let's go to St. John 16. It's the book of St. John, chapter 16, and verse. Let me see. (16) and 20. It says, "Verily, verily," which means truly, truly, I say unto you, that ye shall weep and lament, but the world shall rejoice. Hey, we went through that time. See, the earth now, man, we're in Isaiah 24th chapter. This whole decade, they have been languishing. All right, and they're seeing the fruits of their works, man. The reward of pride, but yet still they're proud. Well, look, take our people, Jake. Okay, with this government shutdown, their daddy Esau's telling him he's not gonna feed them, in the month of feasting, which is Thanksgiving. The month of November, Thanksgiving month, followed by Christmas. Okay, so he's not gonna feed them, no assistance. Okay, it's gonna be a cold winter. What is Jake talking about? Speaking proud, all on the internet, women. All right, talking about what they gonna do, how they gonna step up, and they gonna go into their the same grocery store they always going to, and they gonna have their way. So you falling right into the snare that the so-called white man, all right, has laid for you, just so he can roll on you, all right, and be justified, okay, in kicking your ass. St. John 16:20. "Verily, verily, I say unto you that ye shall weep and lament." All right, and that's perfect, man. We came from the house of sorrow. See, it's gonna go into it. It says, but the world shall rejoice. Yeah, the world has rejoiced in wickedness. The time of Obama, all right. At the time of Obama, man, a lot of people with some sense was like, what the hell is going on? What's the the agenda of the LGBTQ? All right, the do as thy will spirit. The pride. For the most part, these people, they gloated in that, man. They love that time. I see tweets and people saying, "Oh, I just want to go back to 2016." Like, damn, 2016, 10 years ago? Oh, but that's Obama's last year in office. All right. It says, "But the world shall rejoice, and ye shall be sorrowful, but your sorrow shall be turned to joy." All right. And what's turning our sorrow to joy? These prophecies playing out in the earth. Hey, it's very, very exciting. You should be ecstatic at the, the condition of the people. Okay, you should be ecstatic and happy about this RFID technology. Okay, and if any of us receive government assistance, be ecstatic that it's gonna be cut off, man. The Lord gonna take care of you. You ready to see Isaiah 65:13? If you believe, man, just know that the Lord gonna take care of you. Don't let nothing bring your countenance down, your heart down, your mind down in these times. Because all these plagues and everything that's coming upon the earth, the judgment, it's not for us. It's not for us. Verse 21, "A woman, when she is in travail, have sorrow, because her hour is come. But as soon as she is delivered of the child, she remembereth no more the anguish." Okay? So we're going through those labor pains now. It ain't easy. No, we're going to be in the midst of Jacob's trouble. You know? Talking about now, hey, you go to November, come time to go to the grocery store, don't go alone. You know? Be very, very circumspect. All right? Because, hey, it's perilous times that we're in. You know? But that's why we have to keep a healthy fear towards the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right? To keep the heavenly hosts encamped round about us. All right? We have to rehearse the righteous acts. We have to stay in the spirit, keep everything spiritual. You know? For wisdom to meet you in every thought, to guide you in these times. It says, a woman, when she is in travail, have sorrow because her hour has come. We're in that hour. We're in that season. But as soon as she is delivered of the child, she remembers no more the anguish. See? So we're being, you know what I mean? Our sorrow is being turned to joy. As we see the prophecies playing out in the earth. But it's going to be nothing but joy at the return of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Yeah, fear too. Because Scripture said the righteous shall scarcely be saved. You know? But man, once the elect make it up, it's going to be all joy, all rejoicing. It says, but as soon as she is delivered of the child, she remembers no more the anguish for joy that a man is born into the world. And ye now therefore have sorrow. All right. So ye now therefore have sorrow, but I will see you again. See? The Lord is soon to return. All right. It says, behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me. Everything that's going on in the earth, all right, to lead up to the return of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai and the establishing of the kingdom of Israel. Yahweh Shai's kingdom right here on earth. It says, and ye now therefore have sorrow, but I will see you again, and your heart shall rejoice, and your joy no man take it from you. Yeah. Well, I remember in the world, those Christians used to sing a song, don't let the devil steal your joy. You know? Because you see what the devil is doing. The so-called white man. Well, let's get it. Isaiah 14. Isaiah 14:4. It says, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how have the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. All right, and it's talking about Babylon the Great. Okay. It's talking about Babylon the Great, America. It says, how has the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. All right, once the oppression ceases, as just another side note through the spirit, once the oppression ceases, those that are oppressed will begin to be oppressed. All right, according to Isaiah, the 33rd chapter. Verse 5, the Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. Yeah, Job the 5th chapter. He disappointed the, let me see, matter of fact, let me get it. Job the 5th chapter. Because all this disorder, all right, all these pearls, all this chaos this nigga is causing, excuse me. All right, for him to try to bring his new world order. Job 5:12, he disappointed the devices of the crafty. All right, you see, he's very crafty. You know? To those who are carnally minded, all right, to those who don't have the eye salve, who don't see things through a spiritual lens, you know, hey, it looks like, it seems like all this has just happened naturally, all right? It seems like the so-called white man, hey, is gonna come save the day. All right, you got the far right oppressing. You got King Donald Trump. Okay, the cruel Lord bringing all these unrighteous decrees, doing away with the Constitution. Okay, so you got the left trying to battle. You know, and these people, they just eating it up, man. You know, the world is a theater, and they just eating it up, man. A simple believer. Every word. All right, so it's witchcraft, it's craft. It's working on the majority of the people, but it's not working on the remnant. And also, you know, you got a few of his own people, who are whistleblowers. You got a lot of truthers on TikTok. You know, you got a lot of truthers here and there. Okay, but they can't put the whole thing together. It's for the prophets to bring it full circle. You know? It says, he taketh, he says, it's like in Job 5:12, we disappoint the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. And what's this enterprise? The New World Order. Okay? He's right there. Okay? 15-minute cities, digital IDs. You should own nothing and be happy. You know? concentration camps, extermination of Jake. Verse 13, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the counsel of the four is carried headlong. That word headlong is harsh, means rushed. Really just devil moving sloppy. You know? All these false flags, these psyops. You know? Now these CNN, these Fox News watchers, they choose their side through the media. Or through what the media feeds them, that's how they choose their side. Okay, hey, they believe it. Okay? The simple believe it. You know? But the prudent man, like, man, this is bullshit. Okay, I see what you're doing. Where you trying to go with this? Oh, okay. We see how you step in, Esau. See how you step in. Go ahead and make that move. Stop dragging your feet. Stop being a bitch about it. Just do it. Tap into your blessing. You know? That's what you're gonna do anyway. That's what you're gonna have to do. Revelation 12 and 12. You know? That's what you're gonna have to do. Let me go back to that Isaiah 14. Isaiah 14. And 5. The Lord had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. Verse 6, here's the point. He who smote the people in wrath with their continual stroke. He pointed on thick. You know? He pointed on thick. Donald Trump is the perfect guy, man. All right? He's the perfect guy for the prophecies. You know? It says, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruleth the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. Okay? But he says, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. All right? He that ruleth the nations in anger, he's angry. You know? He's cruel. He's unfair. It says, it's persecuted, and none hindereth. Yeah, because all this oppression, it's going to lead to an uprising, especially here in Babylon the Great. It's going to be crazy. This is the only country in the world that has more guns than it has citizens. All right? As far as Donald J. Trump is talking about sending National Guard and sending troops to these metropolitan cities like Chicago, Memphis, Los Angeles. You got Jake saying, you know, hey, well, we got guns too. All right, but a lot of you niggas, man, who in that mind frame, you're going to die on the first wave. All right, Scripture tells you in 2 Corinthians, the 16th chapter, they shall be as madmen, sparing none. What's up with all this, you know, what's up with all this going online and going on TikTok and getting on the camera saying what you going to do? All right, just do it. If you're going to do it, just do it. You know? But that's Jake, man. Stupid as hell. Stupid as hell, man. You making threats. All right? But hey, is this the time that we in? Let's get 2 Corinthians 16. No, 2 Corinthians 15, I'm sorry. 15 and 14. 2 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 14. It reads, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. All right. It says, for the sword in their destruction draweth nigh. See, the sword in their destruction draweth nigh. This is all part of the judgments of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right. All this is coming from on high. And he's using the so-called white man. All right. Why? Because the Proverbs is written in Proverbs 16 and 4. The Lord has made all things for himself, yet even the wicked for the day of evil. The white man's doing exactly what he was created to do. Okay. He was tailor-made and fit to rule in these times right here. All right. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth not, and one people shall stand up to fight against another. Oh, you see they got class wars. Okay. You got the right versus the left. Same bird, but the people who believe in the wing that they under, all right, they're at each other. All right, got class wars. You're going to have race wars. Because Esau, just like with the CK, all right, the Charlie Kirk thing. All right. How is it one of his own, you know, took him out, so it seems. But at the funeral, all right, they're accusing Jake. All right. Their message is at Jake, towards Jake. So you got race wars coming, class wars. Okay. This is war on all different levels, especially here in America. Also throughout the earth. Okay? over there in the valley of decision, okay, they're being gathered for the Lord to pour out his indignation upon the nations. See, everything is tying in, man. Everything is happening. You know, the vision is speaking. All right, the vision is speaking. It's all tying in, man. All right, it's all leading up to our redemption, the return of Hamashiach Yahushua, which is what? Our deliverance, the destruction of this world and our deliverance. Just speaking as the hopeful elect. It says, and one people shall stand up to fight against another and swords in their hands. Like I said, America is the only country in the world that has more guns than it has citizens. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. Okay? And they shall not regard their kings nor princes. Yeah. Hey, I've never seen a president. Of course, we've never seen the president as just a wilder character, a pure character like Donald Trump. But I've never seen the president be receive so much disrespect, okay, as Donald Trump. You know? It says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. Okay? And the course of their actions shall stand in their power. All right, so you got the people in the mind frame of just going crazy. Okay? Well, look what Jake does, you know, on Black Friday. Okay? Look how Jake acts over things that are even not essential, things that you don't need. You know? How much more over food, bread, water, shelter? Okay? When a troop rolls on you and, you know, separates you from your family, snatch your children up. All right? It's going to get real perilous out here. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. It's going to be lockdowns. Okay? See what the so-called white man is doing. Once again, Hegelian dialectic, order out of chaos. Okay, here it is. They had the people on the titty for so long, nourishing them. All right? Giving them all these goodies. They ain't had to work for nothing. Are they just going to cut it off? He know how they going to react. Okay? Them demons on them, them parasites in them. They ain't getting their Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Okay? Can't get that Coca-Cola. The shit that you get every month on time and every single month. You're not going to get it? All right? It's going to lead these people to just being mad, going mad. All right? And then what? They're going to go to take action. And Esau going to send the troops in. They ain't going to lock the cities down. Curfews. Okay? ICE agents ride around. Okay? You have marauders out here. You know, the Gurger troops on the shores of America. You see it, man. You see it. And it's all coming in the perfect season. So-called holiday season. So-called holiday season. Jake with no food in the month of November? No food for Thanksgiving? All right? So what you going to do? You going to use that little money that you got for the tree, for the toys to put under the tree? You going to use that for food? Or what you going to do? See, now it's time to make life choices. All this bullshit Jake been doing, it's time to make life choices now. You know, it's time to come up out that childish-ass mind frame. Because all Jake want to do is party and bullshit here in Egypt. Okay? Well, the Most High closing the curtain on Egypt. All right? The show's over. The goddamn circus is closed. It says, the man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride. See? You see what pride gets you? All right? 2 Ezra 8:50. For many great misery shall come upon them when the latter time dwell in the earth, or dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. Pride goeth before destruction, and the haughty spirit before a fall. Well, all this pride, all right, is what has brought us to the day of the Lord. Okay? Malachi 4:1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. Okay? To the time of Jacob's trouble, man. All right, yeah, we speak about Jacob's this time, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native, and Seminole Indians troubles. But see, everybody finna get it. Everybody finna get it, man. Because all these people are wicked. says the man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Okay, we'll tell you in Jeremiah, the 30th chapter. Ask me now and see, all right, whether a man doth travail with child. Well, why do I see every man with his hands on his loins and their faces turned to paleness? See, the mighty men of Babylon are going to cry there bitterly. All right. The only ones who are going to be standing, going to be confident, all right, sure, cool, is the men of the Lord. Okay, according to Isaiah 33:6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of the tongues and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. You know? So the things that's bringing them to their knees is the things that make us stand up in the spirit. The things that make them sorrowful is the things that make us joyful in the spirit. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Hey, well, you see, we in full, what's in full effect? St. Matthew, the 24th chapter. It's the 24 and 12, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. All right? These people are psychotic. You know, all these drugs. I listen to all this demonic ass music. Their diet's all fucked up. All right? Their religion is all warped. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. Yeah, people going, man, running houses. All right, gun in hand. And like the priest Ayashama from Mississippi said, you know, you got Jake all on the internet talking about what they gonna do. We're gonna roll in the stores. We're gonna go. We're gonna get this. If you ain't gonna give it to us, we're gonna take it. And the brother made a perfect point. He said, so you think people just gonna go for that? You think people just going for that? No, man, it's gonna be war. And see, Jake don't know what's going on. You got these YNs and these simple ass niggas trying to run in houses, running stores. All right? And they may have the blicky on them. They may have the burner on them. Jake don't know how to use. Jake ain't war trained. It's all it's gonna take for Esau to see. It's a nigga garnishing a weapon. Boom. You know? They talking all this shit, but if it go down, man, Jake gonna repent quick. Jake gonna be in that spirit of we shall overcome, marching in that Martin Luther King spirit quick. All right? They talking like they coming like Malcolm. You know? With both them niggas was set up. But you know, you got Martin Luther King, who was all about the peace. They say you had Malcolm X, who was like, hey man, by any means necessary. So they coming like they're in that spirit, like, nah, we ain't going for it. When the so-called white man go to make his move, all right, you niggas gonna fold. You niggas gonna fold, man. Because he coming with it. It says, 2 Corinthians 15 and 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for the great tribulation. Because of the lack of bread and the great tribulation. All right? Hey, in this tribulation, man, all these trials, these tribulations is just leading up to our redemption. Okay? The earthquakes in diverse places, the wars and rumors of wars, the looming famine. Okay? The pre-flood behavior that's going on in the earth. All right? The famine of the word. The demonization of the Israelites. They're trying to demonize us. All right? The accuser he going to work. Yeah, so it's so much going on, man. The RFID technology, let's not forget about that. Because you could say, you know, hey, all these things been going on for decades. All right, but has the MOTB been speaking right along with it? You tie that in with it, it's like, hey, yeah, we here. We here. All right, but the end is not yet come. See, the Most High, man, he finna make so much go down within this small amount of time. Because we ain't got too much longer here. You got this devil making plans and putting it out there about 2033. Everybody gonna have a digital ID. Nah, you gonna have to move quicker. All right, and you gonna get checkmated even faster. All right, things are turned up in the earth. You know, but if you just caught up into sports, okay, you caught up into folly, you know, you're not gonna see it. But if you in tune with prophecy, all right, you watching as well as praying, then you know what time it is. You know what time it is, man. Let me get this. Insurrect. $40 and 5. Wrath and envy. Oh, don't select it. Sirach 40 and 9. Death and bloodshed. All right. Death and bloodshed. Strife and sword. Calamities. Famine. Tribulation and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked. See? These things are created for the wicked. Because the Most High has not appointed us to wrath, but into salvation. All right. Redemption, deliverance through Hamashiach Yahushua. These things are created for the wicked. For their sakes came the flood. Yeah. All right. So these judgments, these scourges, these stripes, this is for the wicked. Okay? And for their sakes came the flood. And for the wicked's sake, going to come the flood of fire. The Lord's going to rain fire. You know? So with that, I'm going to close it out, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem HaKadosh. So on to the next one.